How are you all today? What a wonderful day it is to be back in the presence of the Father, Yahuwah, the Son, our personal Messiah and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach, and the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit. Today's message is a very, very critical message entitled Israel's Glory Part 3. And I will be further encompassing the bitter rivalry between Esau and Jacob. And as I get deep into this message, it will be important for you guys to remember that we are not warring against the physical aspect of a person. We are not wrestling against a person's color only. We are wrestling against the spirit inhabiting the person. It is not the flesh and blood, it's the spirit. And the reason why we are not able to physically, or we are not able to spiritually effectively, fight against this enemy is because we are not fighting with the right tools. We are not fighting in the spirit like we ought to. We are looking for carnal weapons to destroy an enemy that we cannot see. And this is the reason why we are in so much turmoil. And this is the reason why we go through so much distress and so much oppression, and we are confused and conflicted because we have yet to figure out that the only way we can battle this thing and fight this thing is to tap into the supernatural power of the Most High, who has left us a helper. He has left us the Holy Spirit. He has left us Him inside of us to fight the demonic powers that inhabit someone else. And so if we don't use that power, the enemy will run circles around us. The enemy will continue to deploy his tactics, and we will continue to get destroyed. Now, 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verses 14 says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear them from heaven, forgive them of their sin, and heal their land. So he has already given us a way that we can get this spiritual issue resolved. The problem is many of us don't like to hear that we have to humble ourselves. We have to humble ourselves, pray, speak with Him, talk with Him, communicate with Him. We need to seek His presence. We need to seek His face in the midst of whatever we're dealing with. We need to seek His spiritual, His supernatural power in the midst of tribulation. And we need to turn from our wicked ways. And then He responds. See, He's not responding the way we want Him to or the way we feel He should, right? Because we have not turned away from our wicked ways. We have not humbled ourselves. We have not prayed earnestly. We have not sought His face, and we have not turned from our wicked ways. And so this is the reason why the enemy can take cold advantage of us. Now, if we go to Ephesians chapter 6, verses 12, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers of this dark world, spiritual wickedness in high places. So now the only way that we'll be able to engage with this enemy, fight this enemy, you see, and conquer this enemy is we battle with the power of the Holy Spirit. See, we can't fight a demonic spiritual force with carnal weapons. This is the reason why the enemy is taking advantage of us. And the enemy is luring us into different ways of trying to fight him. And he knows it's only one way to fight him, right? But he keeps what? He keeps the smoke screen in front of us, making us believe that it's just the physical aspect. And so what happens? We use our emotions to engage in a spiritual warfare, and we use carnal weapons to try to destroy an enemy that is beyond the physical capabilities, beyond the flesh. You understand? So that means that we need the power of the Holy Spirit, because we need the eyes of the Holy Spirit, meaning we need discernment. And our discernment will be able to see beyond the smoke screen. What is the smoke screen? The smoke screen is what's put before us physically to make us focus on the physical aspect of a being, the physical aspect of a thing, so that we'll keep fighting in the flesh. And we never see what's behind the flesh. We don't see the spirit inhabiting the flesh. You see, so this is not just a color scheme. This is not just, you see, the physical aspect or the physical manifestation of a person. This is a dark entity inside of a person. It inhabits white people, black people, brown people, yellow people, green people, whatever color you can imagine. The enemy hides behind the smoke screen. The enemy hides behind the curtain. So we're fighting the curtain, but we're not fighting what's behind the curtain. This is the enemy's goal. Now, I understand that we are in the midst of our beloved brother, George Floyd, who lost his life, you see, at the hands of white supremacists, white racist police officers in Minnesota who took his life horrifically. This white supremacist police officer planted his knee on his neck and caused this young man to plead for his life and beg for his mother. You see, and he said repeatedly, "Please, I can't breathe." And these officers did not let up off of him. You understand? This is a demonic power. This is a demonic entity that we cannot see. Now, we must understand that Satan has used this system. Satan has used this political system. Satan has used this religious system, this economical system. He has used this justice system to war against who? Jacob, Yah's chosen people. This is Esau. It's this spirit of Esau. I told you, Esau's grandson are the Amalekites. His name is Amalek. Okay, Esau's grandson. That's a spirit. Amalek is a spirit. You understand? So this spirit that is inhabiting people is an Amalek spirit. This spirit is a demonic spirit. It takes over a person and they don't even realize they're being taken over because it's Satan that is using these people. You understand? Now we're fighting the end time dragon. This end time dragon is this red dragon, the dragon that's pursuing the woman. Who is the woman? The woman is Israel. You see? And this end time dragon is Satan. This end time dragon is the Roman Catholic Church. This end time dragon is Esau pursuing Israel. We're fighting the dragon. We're fighting this beast that Revelation chapter 13 talks about, this beast that rises up out of the earth. This beast represents or exemplifies a political power, a superpower, a kingdom, and a nation. Now, this beast is this system, this beast system. This system does not need a person physically to operate it. This system operates on its own because a spirit operates the system. The spirit of Satan is what operates this system. So he can use anybody to operate the system, and the person is always expendable. This is the reason why after Satan is done using a physical body, he jumps to another body. You see, the physical person dies. The physical aspect of a person is used up and they die away. Their flesh dies away and Satan moves on to another person. Whether he be white, whether he be brown, whether he be black, it doesn't matter. It could be a thing. But Satan uses whatever he has to use in order to get his goal accomplished. He just happened to use white supremacy as the majority. This is what he has done. But he'll use anybody. He has even used Jacob to fight against Jacob, right? This is what he's done. We can see that. How do we know that? Because some of our brothers and sisters are operating in the system under the hands of Esau and don't even know it because of the smoke screen. What is the smoke screen? The smoke screen is the six-figure salary. The smoke screen is the big house. The smoke screen is the nice new car. The smoke screen is the education. The smoke screen is all of the distractions that are put there in front of a person so they never see what's behind the smoke screen. Now, Esau has set up a system with the help of Satan, okay? This is Satan's system. Satan is the god of this world, okay? He's the prince of the power of the air, meaning he is over how we receive things, how we internalize things. And so the enemy is always warring against the mind. It's a war. See, it's all in your mind. That's the battlefield. What happens is we never clear out our minds. And this is the reason why it says in Romans chapter 12, verses 2, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by what? The renewing of the mind. Why? Because that is how Satan attacks. He attacks us through our mind, through what we're thinking about, through how we think. You see? And so if we're not careful, the enemy will use our minds. The enemy is a force that is so powerful that we'll never be able to fight this enemy with a gun, with a knife, with a bat, with a sword, with a grenade, with the bomb. Any physical weapon will not be able to destroy this enemy, because this enemy is everywhere, if you understand what I'm saying. And so we must get in our minds, get in our spirits that this is a spiritual warfare. This is a spiritual warfare, period. Now, this system has been used as a tool to keep us distracted, to keep us focusing on everything going on in the world, to keep us focusing on the propaganda, to keep us focusing on the news media, to keep us focused on CNN, to keep us focused on Fox News, to keep us focusing on the fear that the enemy evokes, you see, so that we never understand the arm that he uses to keep us focused on him. Now, in the midst of this uprising and the rioting and the looting and the protesting, we have seen how this thing has taken a turn. Why do I say that? I say that because we have organic rioters out there rioting for the injustices that the Hebrew Israelites have been facing, all the inequalities. And we have noticed how these riots have been used as a way to infuse or to help organize a force that is put there as a disguise to take us away from what's really going on. Now this entity has used this system to masquerade themselves as organic rioters, but these people are planted there to riot along with Jacob. Now, that is a plan and a scheme of the enemy. Now you ask our brothers and sisters, where you can't ask them now because they have been decimated at the hands of white supremacy. But now you ask Ahmaud Arbery, you ask Eric Garner, you understand? You ask Breonna Taylor, you ask Sandra Bland, you ask Trayvon Martin, you ask Gene Botham, you ask Philando Castile, you ask these people, you see, you ask them how did this happen? Why did this happen? You understand? Ask them. Now you can't ask them, but I could tell you what this all is. It's all a war against Jacob. This is all a spiritual warfare, and the enemy has been used against us to decimate and exterminate us. Why? Because Esau has conspired with all of the nations to make Israel no more, because he knows that we are the chosen people, but he masquerades himself as the chosen one. This is why he operates in all of your wealthy places in the world. He operates through your banking system. He operates through the entertainment industry, right? He operates through through the media, through the political system. Now, all of these entities have been used in a system to war against one group of people. The group of people are the Hebrew Israelites, Jacob. So we cannot fight this war physically. Now, our lost brothers and sisters had no idea that they would be taken out, that they would never see their families again, that they would be murdered at the hands of our enemy. You know, and this is a tragic thing, because right now we are still fighting this enemy, and we have yet to come to our understanding that the only way we'll be able to fight this enemy is we get into the Most High, is we use his power. Now I'm gonna get into some history to show you guys how this system has been against us, and how Satan has used Esau to deploy his tactics in such a way inside of a system that has been a way to do what? To keep us under his hand, to keep us inoculated, so much so that we love to engage with the enemy. We love the pleasures of the enemy, and we don't understand the reason why we keep getting destroyed by the enemy. See, we love the pleasure of life. We love to engage in the luxuries of the enemy, yet and still we don't see that the same enemy that is providing the luxury is the same enemy that's destroying us. This is the reason why the Most High is trying to get us to come away from the luxuries of the world, the luxuries of the enemy, because that is the smokescreen that the enemy uses to keep us engaged in him. Now, I'm going to go here. I'm going to start with this guy, Jacob Peterson, like I was just explaining about him being the rioter, okay, the looter in disguise. This guy named Jacob Peterson worked for the St. Paul Police Department in Minnesota. It was said that he was an FBI agent, okay, working for COINTELPRO. Now, COINTELPRO is a program that's called counterintelligence program. Now, this program was constructed or built around between 1956. Well, it was used in between 1956 and 1971 as a way of neutralizing, discrediting, and exterminating the Black liberal movement. Any left wing, any liberal uprising, any Black power movement, COINTELPRO was used to dismantle that movement. And so COINTELPRO has been used by the FBI. But anyway, this guy, Jacob Peterson, who was out there rioting, you see, surrounding this horrific event of our beloved brother George Floyd, he was used to set off and to initiate this looting scheme by busting the glass of this AutoZone and starting this fire. You see, and so when one of the organic rioters had approached him, this guy had gotten kind of irritated because he did not want his cover blown. But that just shows you how cunning Esau is. That shows you how cunning the enemy is, that he would go out, he would disguise himself as an organic rioter to be blended in with Jacob to make it seem like he is a part of us. And then when it's all said and done, we would get blamed for the uprising. We would get blamed for the vandalism, the looting, the rioting, when all the while it's an enemy being planted in the midst of us to distract us and to deploy his evil, wicked tactics. This is the goal and the plan of the enemy, you see. So, but this guy is an FBI informant on the police department, Minnesota Police Department, and he works for COINTELPRO, the counterintelligence program. Now, that is how Esau has used this system of law enforcement to directly attack Jacob. He has used the same system that we all like to spend our money in, the same system that we all like to engage in our pleasures in, the same system that we all like to venerate when things are going good. See, we all like to engage and indulge in the luxuries and the pleasure of this system, but we don't understand the reason why we keep getting destroyed by this enemy in this system it is because we keep playing with the enemy's toys. See, we keep playing with the enemy's toys, and so the enemy can always destroy us because we keep playing with the toys of the enemy. You understand? And we don't see the parallel. We don't see it because the smoke screen is so powerful. We never see the enemy. And so okay. And so if we understand what we're up against, we understand this billionaire, this white supremacist, one of the Jews, okay, George Soros. It is said that he has funded this riot. He has funded this looting. He has funded this whole ordeal to cause a race war. Now, the enemy is using white supremacy as a way to exterminate Jacob because everything falls back on us. They do whatever they want to do physically. They do whatever they want to do violently. They do whatever they want to do. You see what I'm saying? In terms of their criminal tactics, and they never get looked at. The enemy never gets looked at. The only person that gets looked at is Jacob. We get the blame. We're the ones that are looked at, as the ones who are not who are not compliant to the rules and the laws. We're the ones that are looked at as the heathens, when all the while the heathen is the one that is causing all of this destruction. The enemy is using the heathen all the while, making us think we're the heathen because we keep getting caught up by the smoke screen. And this is what this whole war is about. It's a spiritual warfare. So now the spiritual warfare is being used, you see, by the enemy in any person, you see, that works in this system. This is the reason why we'll never be united in this system. You understand? We'll never be united. Why? Because we can never be united in a system that was used to cause division. And this system was used to cause division by the pleasures of this world. This is the reason why we're in competition with one another, because we're trying to get to the top, not understanding we'll never get to the top because we keep pulling each other down because we think that we're going to get something by moving up. All the while the enemy is just waiting at the top to drop us back down once he is finished using us. Once we are no more a service to him, he will decimate us. So we ought not just move when the enemy moves. We ought not move with the schemes and the plans and the plots and the strategies of the enemy. The enemy throw something out there, we move where the enemy moves, and we can't understand why we keep getting misused and abused by the enemy. This is why. The Black Panther Party started in 1966, okay? Now, the Black Panther Party was only in existence for 16 years, so from 1966 to 1982. Now, the FBI director at the time, J. Edgar Hoover, who was a white supremacist, used COINTELPRO. Here we go with COINTELPRO again. COINTELPRO, the counterintelligence program, which again was a program or agency used to discredit, neutralize, and to exterminate and dismantle the black movement. Any black liberal movement, any black power movement, the FBI, white supremacy, this law enforcement agency, this system was used to exterminate who? Jacob. And so the Black Panther Party was deemed by J. Edgar Hoover, the director of the FBI at the time in 1969, he deemed the Black Panther Party a threat to internal security, to the national internal security. This white supremacist, he deemed the Black Panther Party a threat. Why? Because they were highly educated. Why? Because they knew the law. Why? Because they were exercising their right to bear arms to do what? To empower and to protect our people. They felt like it was a threat. So what did they do? What did J. Edgar Edgar Hoover do? He employed black police officers on the force to masquerade themselves, to disguise themselves as someone who would be interested in the party, to sit in the meetings and to find out the inner workings of the Black Panther Party and to use the information against the Black Panther Party to divide them and to take the information back to J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI director, to do what? To dismantle the whole movement, to cause division within the movement. I told you, anywhere in this system we go, there is some division there because the enemy will never let us thrive in their system. Never. Once the enemy gets the whiff that Jacob is coming together, anywhere we are becoming too numerous, anywhere we are huddling, anywhere we are coming together collectively as a unit, the enemy is there to cause division. Do you understand? So we can never unite in a system that was used only to destroy us. This is the reason why we're warring against each other. Why? Because the enemy is using Jacob as well. Not only just Esau, the enemy is using Jacob to go against Jacob. The enemy is using Esau to go against Jacob. The enemy is using all the conspiring nations that Esau has conspired with to do what? Go against and decimate Jacob. This is all a plan and a plot against Jacob, against the Most High's chosen people. Now, this director of the FBI at the time had written letters to the gang members in Chicago and had written a letter saying that the Black Panther Party had a hit out on one of the gang members or the gang members of Chicago. And so we were decimated. We were bullied. We were beaten, and we were killed by these gang members. Why? Because the FBI, white supremacists, J. Edgar Hoover, you understand, whom the enemy used to cause division amongst our brothers. Here we go again. You see? So now you see how the enemy has used our people too. You see? But it started with white supremacy. But I'm just showing you that where the war is. The war is not just the flesh. The war is the skin. The war is the spirit. The war is not the skin color. The war is not just the physical aspect of a person. This is what we need to realize here. And until we get the fact that we need to come into the Most High, we need to come into his midst, we need to humble ourselves, pray, seek his face. We need to turn from our wicked ways so we can heal our land. We'll always be in a situation or in a position to be taken advantage of by the enemy. Now, in December 4th, 1969, you see, these police officers in Chicago had bust into an apartment. They, first of all, shot 90 to 99 times in an apartment where the Black Panther, Mark Clark, and 4 other Panthers were there. Fred Hampton was in the room with his pregnant fiance at the time. They had poisoned, they had sedated Fred Hampton, so throughout the commotion, he didn't understand what was going on. Someone had given these police officers, or had given the FBI, had given them the message, had given them the word that Fred Hampton was already sedated. So when they bust in, they went right in his room, popped him in the head, shot him several times in cold blood, and then yelled out, "He's as good as dead." Now these are the police officers who said this, said that Fred Hampton is as good as dead. Now four other Black Panthers along with Mark Clark had already been shot before these police officers infiltrated all the way in and got to Fred Hampton. Now this is thuggery at its finest. See, this is how they do us. They use this system. They use this system to exterminate us. They use this system to cause division. So guess what? We fall. United we stand. See, we stood united. Why? Because of the Black Panther Party movement. We stood together. We stood united. But here's the thing. We can never be united in a system that was never meant for us. They will find a way. They will find a way. Satan will find a way to inhabit some being, some person to be used to exterminate us. This is the goal. This is the job. Bobby Hutton, he died at the age of 17. I think it was 17 or 18. You know, he was in an apartment building, you see, with two sisters. And there were police officers outside waiting for him, calling for him to surrender. And a Black Panther, a Black Panther brother had told Bobby Hutton to come out. You see, come out with all his clothes off so that the police officers would see that he was not a threat. Do you understand? Bobby Hutton didn't do that, but however, he came out with his shirt off, with his hands up, and they opened fire on young Bobby Hutton. 17, between the ages of 17 and 18. A young Bobby Hutton at the age of 17 or 18. They opened fire on this young brother. Do you understand? And when this young brother was killed. This young brother was killed 2 days after Martin Luther King in 1968. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this system has been used, you see, strategically to be and to go against and to dismantle the Black movement, to dismantle and to destroy Jacob. You understand? Now let's take another instance. Is this guy named Vincent Leaphart started this Black liberal movement called MOVE, okay? And in 1972. And in this Philadelphia neighborhood. Now this guy Vincent Leaphart had changed his surname. He had changed his name to Africa, to John Africa. Why? Because he was against modern day technology. See, he was against the systematic way of doing things. He was all about going back into his roots, going back into the natural way of doing things, the natural way of eating. And he was all about revolution. He was all about animal rights, basically trying to operate outside of a system. Now, May 13th, 1985, the Philadelphia Police Department, okay, before they bombed the neighborhood, before they bombed this Philadelphia neighborhood with C4, before they bombed this neighborhood, 500 police officers discharged 10,000 bullets, 10,000 rounds within 90 minutes. Do you understand? Now, killing 11 people, 5 home with children, 250 people were left homeless. Now, that's thuggery. Now, this is how the enemy has used the system against Jacob. Esau against Jacob. Do you see the war? Do you see? Now Esau has conspired with all nations. He has conspired with the Canaanites, with the Ishmaelites, with the Hivites, the Hittites. He has conspired with Moab, with Ammon, with Tyre. Do you understand? So he has used everybody against us. He has used everybody against us. This is how the enemy has been able to take advantage of us this whole time. So this end time dragon that we're fighting is none other than Satan, who has used this beast, who has used this system to exterminate Yah's chosen people. And there is no NAACP that can help us. There is no Black Power movement, as you can see, that can help us. There is no civil rights leader that can help us. There is no Black president that can help us. No governor, no senator, no mayor. See, we continue to look for temporary solutions in the flesh to solve an internal, a spiritual issue. And the issue is we have not turned away from our sin. That's the issue. The issue is we have not come away from our wicked ways. That's the issue. This is the issue we're faced with. We want to continue to do things our way, the way we want to do it, how we want to do it, with whom we want to do it with, and we have left the Most High completely out of the loop. And this is the reason why the enemy is taking advantage of us spiritually, because we have not used our spiritual authority by committing our ways and our will with the Most High. This is the end time. This is the end time spirit. It's this end time Baal spirit, this end time dragon, this end time beast that we cannot fight with the gun, that we cannot fight with the bat, that we cannot fight with the knife, with the sword, with any carnal weapon. So do you see? Do you see this? Do you see this war? See, so yeah, I understand the rioting. I understand the looting. I understand the protesting. Yeah, I do get it, because now we see how the injustices and the inequalities of this world, of this country, have pushed us over the edge. But I'm saying that, listen, let's keep in mind that these are only temporary solutions. Burning up buildings, burning up businesses, burning up vehicles. You understand that is not going to solve this issue for the long term. No, that's because the enemy has another trick. And so we're going to get caught up in the enemy's next scheme by trying to use physical carnal weapons to fight a spiritual war. And this is the reason why this war will continue, because these carnal weapons cannot fight against this spiritual dark power, this dark force. We see what we ought to do is, while they out there looting and rioting, we need to stand in a big, gigantic, mega prayer circle and get to praying. If we get to all praying, don't bomb nothing, don't destroy nothing, don't construct any bombs, don't do anything. No rioting, no looting, no vandalizing. Stand in a prayer circle and cry out to the Father. Stand in a prayer circle and call on his name. Stand in a prayer circle and venerate his name. Stand in a prayer circle and extol his name. Give him the highest praise. Get on your face. See, the enemy's job is to stop us from praying, because he knows that evokes true power. He knows the power of the Holy Spirit can come over a situation, because he knows it's a spiritual warfare. So he continues to keep us fighting with weapons, physical weapons, carnal weapons, that does nothing to the spiritual aspect of the enemy. This is the goal of the enemy. See, so he keep us thinking patriotism. He keep us fighting for rights in a justice system, in this American criminal justice system that we will never receive. He keep us thinking in the system. He keeps us fighting for rights in a system that has never given us rights. Why do you think that the enemy is going to give you rights now and we've never gotten rights? 400 years of chattel slavery, and yet and still we are getting decimated, yet and still we're getting exterminated, yet and still we're getting neutralized, yet and still we're getting ostracized, yet and still we're being subjugated. Our lands are being destroyed. Why do you think that is? Because the Most High has allowed this stuff to happen, because we have turned our ways from his ways. This is Jacob's trouble. This is Jacob's trouble. But, anyway, this this Philadelphia neighborhood was destroyed on May 13th, 1985. Now, this system was used to destroy this black liberal movement. So I told you, let's go back. Surrounding the murder of our brother George Floyd, we had a rioter out there who was part of the FBI, part of COINTELPRO. That's an attack from the system. Talked about the Black Panther Party movement, how COINTELPRO, the FBI director, J. Edgar Hoover, a white supremacist, used the system to destroy the black liberal movement, to destroy the black Hebrew Israelites. Now we see how the police department, law enforcement, once again, white supremacy, Satan using the system to destroy the black movement. And so we can see how this has been used to, to keep us fighting in a physical sense. Let's talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is the anniversary, May 31st. May 31st, today, would make 99 years since the Tulsa, Oklahoma destruction of Black Wall Street. Do you understand? Now, 99 years ago, May 31st, 1921, was the day that the envy and the jealousy and the hate of white supremacy was used against, you see, a black movement. Once again, Black Wall Street coming up. Black Wall Street was empowered. That is another form of a black movement. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, now, this is what happened. What happened was the blacks and the natives had discovered oil. They had discovered wealth in the oil that was flowing through in the 1900s. And when they tapped into this oil had built wealth for Black Wall Street. And they were able to build furriers, jewelry stores, hotels. You see, Black Wall Street was coming up. Black Wall Street was a powerhouse. And this infuriated the white community. This infuriated white supremacy. So what did they do? They destroyed Black Wall Street completely. Destroyed it. Destroyed 35 blocks of this Tulsa, Oklahoma community. Destroyed 35 blocks. Killed over 300 people. Do you understand? And so we can see how this power structure has been used as a way to destroy us. You understand? So they have used thuggery at its greatest. They have used thuggery. They have used this system of politics. They have used this system of economics. They have used this system religiously against Jacob. There is no way that we can ever operate in this system. I don't care what you do. There's no weapon that you could use to fight against this enemy that you cannot see. We will not get our due justice down here, people. This is the end time. This is the end time message. The end time message, the end time discernment is understanding that we will not get our due justice here. Stop trying to get our due justice. What we need to do is we need to surrender. It's a time to give up. See, now it's a time for searching and it's a time to give up. Stop searching. What are we searching for? What are we searching for? A law to get written, a bill to get passed by the House? Do you get what I'm saying? There's no law. There's no law within this political system. There's no bill that's going to get passed within this political system that is going to help the empowerment of our people. No, it's not going to help it. No, it's not going to help us because we need to go back to the Most High. So until we do that, until we cry out to him, until we get on our knees, until we get on our face and repent, we'll continue to fight with the enemy, and the enemy will continue to win until the end. Until Yahushua HaMashiach crack this sky open and he comes back and destroys this thing completely. We will be destroyed. 2/3 of us will be destroyed. And so my thing is we need to see what the enemy is doing. We need to follow the enemy. We need to continue to be on the heels of the enemy. And so that means we need to go past the color scheme, go past the physical being, go past the material things, go past anything you can see. Go past anything you can see. If you can see it, that's not the enemy. If you can see it, don't fight it. If you can see it, don't fight it. Did you hear me? If you can see it, don't fight it. It's what you can't see it's what you can't see that you should be fighting. It's what you cannot see. And what you cannot see is a spirit. That means you need to engage in spiritual warfare. You need to engage in getting in the word. You need to engage in prayer. You need to engage in repentance. This rioting, looting, and killing one another and going back, yeah, it's a temporary fix. I understand the frustration. I understand the anger. I understand, but it's not going to solve the internal issue. The internal issue is just what it is. It's internal, meaning it's a spirit. It's a spirit. So now we see how white supremacy has been used against us. We see how no matter what black power movement we use for us to try to get us back on our feet, to incorporate us back into a system that we have been destroyed by for so long will not work. There's nothing we can do to solve this conflict between Esau and Jacob. There's not physically. The only way that we can solve and resolve this issue is to get into the Most High, because the Most High said he would deal with our enemies. You see, Esau's deeds will return upon his own head. Now, if we cannot leave the Most High out any longer. We cannot continue to leave him out, because we are getting taken advantage of by this enemy, and our people are not waking up. And so what's happening is we're being exterminated, not knowing the Most High. We're being exterminated unsaved. The question we need to ask ourselves is, do we have a relationship with the Most High? Because if we do not, we need to obtain that. We need to come out of trying to fight a battle that only the Most High has already won. The Most High has won this war already. See, Satan knows he can't win. Satan knows Satan's already lost. He already lost. He knows that. But that's not going to stop him from trying. See, because he knows that Yah's chosen people is still down here in the flesh. So this is the reason why he's using us. He's using us. He's using his people to fight us, and he's using us to fight us, because it's a spirit. It's a spirit. If we go to Micah chapter 2, verses 1, it says, "Woe to those who plan iniquity, to those who plot evil on their beds. At morning's light they carry it out, because it is in their power to do it." These people have planned, these elites, you see, these royal families, these wealthy billionaires, trillionaires have planned iniquity hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So this is nothing new. All the race wars, you see, the rioting, all the wars that have been orchestrated overseas in these impoverished countries. You see, all of these wars were just used as a tool to destabilize these countries for their wealth. Their wealth, the same wealth that really belongs to us. So you see, the labor of this country has been by our own hands. The labor has been on the backs of our people, the blood, the sweat, and the tears of our people. And so we have labored for free to build a system for the enemy to use against us. This is the end time. The enemy has used this system against us, have used us to fight for the enemy, what's ours. The enemy has used us to extract resources that belong to us for the sake of building up the enemy, building up Satan's prophets, building up Satan's soldiers, building up Satan's family. Satan's goal is to physically, spiritually exhaust us to the point that we throw in the towel, to the point that we give up, to the point that we mutually destroy each other in the flesh, never knowing who the Most High is. Do you understand? And so these people, woe to those who plan iniquity, to those who plot evil on their beds. These people wake up in the morning plotting. These people wake up in the morning trying to figure out a way that they can dismantle Jacob. They wake up finding a way of how they can create a war that either they're going to use to destroy us, by us, or use us to go and destroy our people over in other territories so that we can extract the resources of this earth for them. You see, so there's no bill, I told you. There's no human rights bill. There is no civil rights movement bill that can help us out of this condition, because even these people in these organizations of power and influence that is masqueraded as people that can help us, that can empower us, work for this system. Now, I told you the system was used to destroy us. So now if these people that we call our brothers, if our brothers and sisters are a part of this system, you already know they have to work for Satan. They have to work for white supremacy. They have to work for the group of individuals that Satan has inhabited. Why? Because the goal is to exterminate us. And so he'll use anybody. But these people plot. So see, these people that Satan used have plotted iniquity, have planned iniquity and plotted evil on their beds. And that morning's light, they carry it out because it is in their power to do it. They have the power. See, they have the power of politics. They have the power of the American criminal justice system. They have the power of this political system. They have the power of the educational system. They have the power of the banking system to be able to create any global disaster. They have the power to be able to go over to these different countries and extract every natural resource in order to build, you see, their fortresses. You see, and so they have the power. They have the money that they have created out of thin air to be able to cause this iniquity. Do you understand? This is why we ought not sell our souls for the money. Because when we sell our souls for the money, we sell our souls over to Satan. We sell our souls over to another god. We sell our souls over to mammon. But you see how these people plot in the morning. These people plot around the clock. These people plot so much that their only reward is what they get out of destroying us. That's the reward. The reward is the destruction of Yah's chosen people. That's their reward. Their reward is our destruction. You see, their wealth means our poverty. Their empowerment means our destruction. This is the goal of the enemy. If we go to Isaiah chapter 59, verses 3, it says, "For your hands are stained with blood, your fingers with guilt. Your lips speak falsely, and your tongue mutters wicked things." Are the hands of America not stained with blood? You see, America has killed the Native Americans, the American scheme, the American dream, the American nightmare has used our brothers and sisters, used our Hebrew brothers and sisters to go over and fight wars for nothing, to fight wars all for the enjoyment, all for the luxuries, and all for the pleasure of these families, these royal families who have tapped into this occult knowledge, this demonic power and influence, you understand, to carry out the goals of their god, Lucifer. See, so America's hands are stained with blood. Their fingers have guilt. Their lips have spoken falsely because they have professed over and over how they are the true Jews, how they are the ones over in Israel, how they are the ones who are the chosen people. They have spun this narrative over and over again, and this is the reason why Christianity is falling. This is the reason why Christianity is imploding from the inside out, because this religious system that they use inside this political system, inside of this Baal system, has been used to propagate the lie that the Jews, the false Jews, are the original Jews. They are the chosen people of Yah. This is how their lips have spoken falsely. And their tongue mutters wicked things, because even in John chapter 8, verses 44, it talks about how your father is the devil. And he is the father of lies. You see, talking about, and see, who is he talking to? He was talking to the Pharisees. Yahusha was talking to the Pharisees when he made that statement. And so we already know that those Jews are the Edomite Jews. They are the false Jews. Esau, the ones who are pretending like they are us. They the chosen people. The same system. The same system that we're fighting. Okay. In fact, you see, if we let's go to John chapter 16, verses 2. It says, they will put you out of the synagogue. In fact, the time is coming when anyone who kills you will think they are offering a service to Yah. See, it's coming a time. See, the time now is coming where they're going to be killing us, and they're going to be thinking they doing Yah a service. This is a dangerous enemy, to where he gonna be killing us and think that he's doing y'all service. Why? Why they gonna think that? Because they're not worshiping the same God. See, their God needs blood. Their God requires blood to be spilled in order for their true worship to be recognized. But we already know Yahushua HaMashiach has already spilled his blood. He's already shed his blood for our iniquity. You see? But these people, these false, wicked demons are going to think that they offering up a service to God. Well, they will be offering a service to their God, but not Yahuwah. So we see that. But now let's go. If we talk about, let's go to 1863, January 1st, 1863, when we talk about Abraham Lincoln signing the Emancipation Proclamation. Well, that was nothing to free us. You understand? That was only for that. He didn't care nothing about the slaves. He just cared about saving the Union. You see, he made the statement. He didn't care whether we were free or not. If we were free, you see, okay. If not, okay. I just want to save the Union so it wouldn't be two nations in one. You see, and ironically, 2 years after that, in 1865, we were supposedly free, right? But then in 1865, the KKK was founded. So you see, we never were free. We were free only to run into, you see, our inequality and injustice and our further decimation and extermination at the hands of white supremacy. Once again, the KKK. Now, the KKK don't wear white sheets. They wear badges. Now, the KKK members are now your lawyers, your judges, your doctors. They work within this system. They work within the system. You see? And sadly, our brothers and sisters have sold their souls, have sold their spirits over to the system. Why? How did they do that? Because it's the spirit that compels them to operate in the system. The spirit inside of these people caused them to not see what's behind the smoke screen. See, when you are inhabited by the demonic spirit, you never see what's behind the smoke screen, because this demon who operates in the spirit keeps you operating in the flesh. See, when you operate in the Holy Spirit, you operate in the Holy Spirit. You operate in the Spirit. The Holy Spirit does not operate in the flesh. The Holy Spirit does not go by fleshly, worldly, carnal things. See, but the demonic spirit, the spirit of the enemy, keeps you warring in the flesh. That's just how the enemy takes advantage of us. Now we go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 49. It says, Yah will bring a nation against you from far away, from the ends of the earth, like an eagle swooping down, a nation whose language you will not understand, a fierce-looking nation without respect for the old or pity for the young. Yah has brought a nation against us from far away, from the ends of the earth. What is the nation? The nation is America. The nation is the United States of America, like an eagle swooping down, a nation whose language you will not understand. You see, the eagle is a representation of who? England. The eagle is a representation of who? The USA. The eagle is the representation of who? France, Russia. You see, Egypt. And so these nations have modeled, you see, or I'm going to say the USA has modeled after these nations with this eagle. You see, you look on the back of the dollar bill, you see the eagle. You look on the back of the quarter, you see the eagle. Egypt used the eagle. Do you understand? You see, we are the daughters of America. America is the daughter of England. So this is the nation that has been brought against us, a fierce-looking nation without respect for the old or pity for the young. You see, the elders have no chance here. America as a corporation is trying to get rid of the elderly people because they're trying to get rid of their benefits. They're trying to get rid of their Social Security. They're trying to get rid of their checks that they have poured into, or their checks that they are now receiving from the government from their years of service, from pouring into their system, their retirements. You see, this nation has no respect for the old and no pity for the young. The young are confused. The young people are walking around not knowing which way to go, how to get there. They don't even know who they are. Why? Because of an influx of mass downloading of this foolishness. You see, of hip hop, these rappers, these no talented rappers who just spew out cuss words and poisonous words that infuse inside the young person's brain, and now they can't think. They don't have any knowledge. They don't even have the interest in obtaining any knowledge, because they're just looking for the next high through entertainment. You see, so there's no pity for the young. Our young are getting destroyed and getting decimated and exterminated by white supremacy, by these police officers, by these wicked white racist police officers. This is what's happening. So, and this nation, this fierce-looking nation, has a system inside of it that is used to exterminate us. You see, but this was part of our slavery. Why? Because we disobeyed Yah. We came away from his commandments. I'm telling you, the only way we're going to fight this is to get back into Yah. The only way we're going to fight this is to get back into the Most High. Stop looking for people. Stop looking for the flesh to solve this spiritual issue that we have on the inside of us. You see? So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 10 through 12. It says, but I will strip Esau bare. Esau has been stripped bare. I will uncover his hiding places so that he cannot conceal himself. This is the reason why Esau can't hide anymore. Esau has now been uncovered. You see, what's in the dark will come to light. And so this is what's happening. This is the reason why we know all of the wicked organizations and all the wicked corporations that he has hid himself in. Esau has been stripped bare. You understand? So we know that all these corporations with these different names had hidden under one entity. This is the reason why this is the reason why you see we didn't know about the Freemasons, and we didn't know about the inner workings of Freemasonry and the Illuminati. You see, and all of these wicked wicked entities that have been used systematically to destroy Yah's chosen people. See, we didn't know about them before. Why? Because they were not out in the open. But now Esau is being stripped bare. His hiding places are being uncovered. Don't you see the reason why we're being destroyed the way we're being destroyed? See, the pandemic couldn't get to us the way they would have hoped. So now they're using George Floyd's death, our beloved brother's death, in order to get us to rise up together. So now, where's the social distancing? Now, where is the coronavirus now? You see, so now we have come together because they're looking for this virus to spread to kill us, or they'll just come out and kill us. You see, they're looking for a way to get us exterminated in groups, in a pack. You see, this is what they're doing. It says his armed men are destroyed, also his allies and neighbors. So there is no one to say, leave you fatherless. Leave your fatherless children, I will keep them alive. Your widows too can depend on me. This is what Yah says. If those who do not deserve to drink the cup must drink it, why should you go unpunished? You will not go unpunished, but must drink it. So it's like, if people have to drink of this cup of wrath that Esau has made, you see, Jacob has made his brother drink, what make you think that all the people, if we had to drink it, you see, if the people who didn't deserve it had to drink it, what make you think that Esau and his family is not going to drink it? No, Esau had to drink. Esau going to drink it, but his people going to drink it. That's right. His people are going to drink this cup. You see? So ain't no sense in you see saying I'll leave, you see, my widows with you, your fatherless children. No, they gonna get this too. They gonna have to drink this cup. Why? Because we had to drink it. We didn't deserve to drink it, but we had to drink it. So guess what? Y'all gonna drink it too. Your family's gonna drink out of this cup. Okay, so here it is. Here we go. Zechariah chapter 13, verses 8 through 9. In the whole land, declares Yah, 2/3 will be struck down and perish. 2/3 of us will be perished. This is what's happening now. 2/3 of us are perishing. You see, yet 1/3 will be left in. This means the end time servants, end time prophets. You see, all of those of us who will be used to administer his word. Those of us who will be used to wake up the remainder, you see, of those who will still be left in this. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, we will be left in. You see, those of us who Yah deems fit will be left in this thing. He says this 1/3, I will put them into the fire. Means we will be put through the test. We will be put through the trial, but we will come out. You see, he says, I will refine them like silver and test them like gold. You see, so we'll go through, but we'll come out strong. We'll come out fierce. We'll come out, you see, shinier. We'll come out blinging, you see, more than we ever had. We'll come out shining at our brightest light because he would have put us through the refinery. He would have put us through the test. You see what I mean? And so he says that, he said, they will call on my name and I will answer them. I will say they are my people, and they will say that Yah is our God. And this is what we will say. We will call on his name. We will call on his name because the 1/3 that's left in, we will be refined like silver and we will be tested like gold. This is the 1/3 that will be left in. And so, It is important to understand we need to come back to the Most High. This is the only way we're going to fix this thing. You see, I told you, every way, every strategy that we're using to try to fight this internal issue is only a temporary solution. Anything that we are using to fight carnally, anything that we're using to fight in the flesh to war against this spirit is only going to be a temporary fix. So I understand the anger. I understand the pain. I do. You see, but there's a time for everything. There's a time to kill. There's a time to die. There's a time to heal. There's a time and place for everything. And we have yet made that time to connect with the Most High so he can give us the instruction. And this is the reason why he is sitting back and allowing calamity. He is allowing destruction. He is allowing depravity to take hold until we realize the only way we can fix this internal issue is to go to him, is to go to get back into the company of the Most High. You see, so here it is. This is it. This is it. Isaiah chapter 46 verses 13 says, I bring near my righteousness. He is bringing near his righteousness. Yahushua HaMashiach is bringing his righteousness. His righteousness is here. You see, his righteousness is who? His righteousness is the Holy Spirit. You see, those of us who have connected to the root, to the new root, which is the root of righteousness, his grace, he has brought his righteousness. His righteousness is not far off. He's coming back. He is coming back. And my salvation will not delay. And I will grant salvation in Zion. See, the first time Yahushua HaMashiach came down, he came down for sin. No, this time he comes, this second coming, he's coming for salvation. This time he's coming to grant salvation to Zion, to his people. And my glory for Israel. His glory for Israel. This is Israel's glory, part 3. He is bringing his glory for Israel. Do you understand? So he's going to bring near his righteousness. His righteousness is not far off. In the midst of this wickedness, his righteousness is getting ready to return. And his salvation will not be late. It's coming. He's coming. And he will grant his salvation to Zion and his glory for Israel. His glory for Israel. Hallelujah. Now this ought to make you glad. This ought to make us glad. We will get this glory. Israel's glory, part 3. You guys, this is the end of this message, and I hope that you guys can find some peace within this turmoil. You can find the workings of the Holy Spirit working inside of you and resonating with you, giving you the power to be able to engage in the spiritual warfare. We ought to be happy about that, because although our flesh, although our souls will pass away, we will live for eternity. We will be repaid double for our trouble. Repaid double for Jacob's trouble. So you guys, this is it. Father, I come to you today, Father. I say thank you for this message, Father. Father, I ask that this message does not fall upon deaf ears. Father, I ask you for your peace. I ask you, Father, for your strength. I ask you to help those who have not come yet into your right relationship. And Father, I ask, Father, that you would wake your lost people up, Father, that you would give your servants, your last day prophets, a message that would reach the people who are still lost to what's going on, to what you have caused for us to come back home. So, Father, we say thank you, Father. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your mercy, Father. And it is in all of these blessings that I do ask in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, my personal Messiah and Savior. I pray, and I most certainly give him the highest, utmost praise, and I do gratefully say, amen.